Hello everybody, Oscars are tomorrow, and this is my Oscar predictions video for this year's Oscars, because the Academy Awards are tomorrow at 2 or 2:30 PM, I can't remember, but tomorrow will be Monday, and I'll finally be able to actually watch them, because I've finally found a website which is doing the live streaming of it, so I shall be able to watch. But after I get home from school, because it starts at like 2 PM. But I'm basically going to do this the same way I did last year's Oscar predictions. If you don't know how that's done, I will explain in just a minute. But first, these are my reactions, if you will, or my response to the YouReviews Awards 2012. Drive basically took all the big awards. It took Best Director, Best Picture, Best Villain, Best Soundtrack, and did it take Best Supporting Actor? I'm not too sure. Can't remember. But I haven't seen Drive. Why? Because I'm only 16. And the movie Drive is rated at R18. I can't see it. But I do want to. I'm kind of interested in it. It does look kind of cool. But, although, I must say, all the wins were a bit predictable. I'm not gonna lie. Although there were some surprises, like 50-50 for best, original screenplay. Which I wasn't expecting, and I'm not sure if that movie even exists, because there isn't anything about a release date for that movie here in New Zealand, even though I do really want to see it. But, yeah, it was a bit predictable, but there were some nice surprises. That's basically what I thought of the YouReviews Movie Awards in a nutshell. But it was very good, and bring on next year's YouReviewers Awards. And I'm not gonna blabber on anymore about things that don't make sense or stuff. Well, until I get on to stuff that doesn't make sense. But, okay. This my Oscar predictions video will be in about 3 parts, probably. That's how it was last year. And I will go through the categories, how they're listed on this website that I'm on, and the nominations, then I'll say what I think should win and what I think will win. So, without further ado, let's get it on. Let's do this. So, Best Film or Best Picture, whatever you want to say, the nominees are The Artist, The Descendants, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, The Help, Hugo, Midnight in Paris, Moneyball, The Tree of Life, and Warhorse. I've seen 5 of these films, that being The Artist, The Descendants, The Help, Hugo, and Midnight in Paris. What do I think will win? The Artist. The Artist will definitely get it. I think. There was some talk about The Descendants, maybe, but The Artist definitely. It does something so original, and it tells it in such a perfect way, and it's a love letter to the films of that area back when like Oscars started, I think, and it shows films in such a positive light, and it really does celebrate films as they are today or back then or whenever. And what do I think should win? The Artist. Artist I saw last weekend, and it was such an uplifting, such a powerful, and such an interesting film, and just could not be told better. And the silent aspect of it was just great, and I'm convinced that was the way to tell it. Moving right along, Best Lead Actress, and the nominees are Glenn Close for Albert Nobbs, Viola Davis for The Help, Rooney Mara for The Girl with Dragon Tattoo, Meryl Streep for The Iron Lady, and Michelle Williams for My Week with Marilyn. I've seen 2 of these movies, that being The Help and The Girl with Dragon Tattoo. I do want to see My Week with Marilyn, but it hasn't come out. And What do I think will win? Who do I think will win? Viola Davis for The Help. Uh, the movie The Help is pretty powerful. It's not as powerful as it maybe should have been, and I think the movie's a little bit overrated, but it is it's pretty powerful. And I think that's mainly helped because of Viola Davis's performance in it. And it that it, and that I think that's in what the Academy's looking for. A powerful performance which helps the movie. As for what I think should win, I don't want to say this because it won the YouReview award, um, and I think it's an overrated performance. But Rooney Mara for Girl with Dragon Tattoo. See, she played the character. She was the character. I've read the book and I've also seen the movie, and she plays the character just as I would imagine it. And it's done great. It's done in such a great way. I think the performance is overrated, but although and I think she played it a bit too cool. She made the character too much of a cool person. Yeah, but still, a very good performance. Played the character well and was really the character. Best lead actor, the nominees are Damien Bichir for A Better Life, George Clooney for The Descendants, Jean Dujardin, I hope that's how you pronounce it, for The Artist, Gary Oldman for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and Brad Pitt for Moneyball. I've seen 3 of these, The Descendants for Artist and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. What do I think will win? Jean Dujardin for The Artist. Great performance, played off the character really well, and just plays it with such a silent way, and because it's a silent film, and plays it in such a way where you're with this character, you root for him, and you do feel for him. Although I do think his performance is, yes, a bit overrated. Just a bit, just a tad. And I think the Academy will go for him because it's a really good performance and he plays off the character really well. As for what I think should win, Gary Oldman for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. You can tell what he's thinking, even when he's not saying anything. And you can tell what's going on through his mind. It's perfect. And he was the character. I forgot I was watching Gary Oldman. He is George Smiley. And it's such a perfect, such a layered, such a well done performance. And I think he should win. Although he won't, but still. And Best Supporting Actress. The nominees are Bernice Bejo for The Artist, Jessica Chastain for The Help, Melissa McCarthy for Bridesmaids, Janet McTeer for Albert Nobbs, and Octavia Spencer for The Help. Who do I think will win? Octavia Spencer for The Help. Just as I said with Viola Davis, just not quite as good. Adds to the powerful aspect of the film, and it's so really well done. Adds to how good the movie is, and adds to how powerful the movie is, and that's what I think the Academy's looking for, and that's what the Academy will go for. As for what I think should win, Bernice Bejo for The Artist. Her performance proves that her character is more than just the damsel in distress, and that she's kind of a real savior in the movie. And I mean, that for a movie like this and a character like that played in the movie, you did what you're supposed to, and it's a tough task to do that with this one. And me personally, I think she gave the performance than Jean Dujardin did, but that's just me, and I really hope Bernice Bejo takes the gold for The Artist. Although I think it's going to go to Octavia Spencer for The Help. Okay, moving to Best Supporting Actor. The nominees are Kenneth Branagh for My Week with Marilyn, Jonah Hill for Moneyball, Nick Nolte, Warrior, Christopher Plummer for beginners, and Max von Sydow for extremely loud and incredibly close. Who do I think will win? Christopher Plummer for beginners. It's because he plays it with just that light to him, and how a character like that, a person like that would actually be, because he's had a bit of a miserable life all up until his wife has died, and then he can live his openly gay life because he's a gay person, a homosexual, and I think he just played that with such greatness, and it's a really kind of overlooked character, and I think that's what the Academy will look for and go for. That's why I think will win. I'm saying Christopher Plummer for beginners because that's the only movie in this that I've seen. So that's kind of cheating a bit, but still, it's all I can go for. And I think he really did play it in a likable way, and I think he's kind of a bit deserving, and yeah, he's kind of deserving, and I like Christopher Plummer as an actor. So, Best Director, the nominees are Woody Allen for Midnight in Paris, Michael Hazanavicius for The Artist, James Malick for The Tree of Life, Alexander Payne for The Descendants, and Martin Scorsese for Hugo. As much as I do like Martin Scorsese's direction for Hugo, I must say who I think should win, just by a little bit, Michael Hazanavicius for The Artist. He directed it in such a way where I was convinced that the only way to tell this movie, or to tell the movie and show it in a way where the movie would not be crap, is to make it black and white and silent. And he doesn't make it boring. The movie is really powerful, and he should win. It was just, he made that movie amazing and what it is, and I'm just convinced that having it black and white and silent was the only way to do it, and otherwise it just won't be as good as it was. Who do I think will win? Exactly the same, Michael Hazanavicius for The Artist. He did the ballsiest move, he made a movie and released it where it's black and white and silent in this day and age. And most people think, oh my gosh, it's going to be boring just because of that. And it's not, but people still think that. I know a lot of my friends will think that. And they do think that, but he did that ballsy move, and it's just such an original idea. I don't think anyone else would have thought of it, and that's why I think he's going to receive the gold. And to be honest, I don't think I quite have enough time to present Best Original Screenplay, so that will be in part 2. So make sure to watch part 2. And that was my predictions, what I thought should win and what I think will win for Best Picture, Best Leading Actress, Best Lead Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Director. Just to recap, what I think will win for Best Picture, The Artist. What I think should win, The Artist. Lead Actress, what I think will win, Viola Davis for The Help. Who I think should win, Rooney Mara for The Girl with Dragon Tattoo. Best Lead Actor, who I think will win, Jean Dujardin for The Artist, who I think should win, Gary Oldman for Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Best Supporting Actress, who I think will win, Octavia Spencer for The Help, who I think should win, Bernice Bejo for The Artist. Best Supporting Actor, who I think will win, Christopher Plummer for Beginners, who I think should win, Christopher Plummer for Beginners. Best Director, who I think should win, Michael Hazanavicius for The Artist, and who I think will win, Michael Hazanavicius for The Artist. And that's part 1 of my Oscar predictions. Make sure to check out part 2.